Kamala was at some, I don't know, Kamala goes and talks to audiences now. And so she's sitting on the stage and she was talking about how she doesn't see anything wrong with people who want to build wealth. She thinks that's a great thing. She, as a multimillionaire, wants you to know that's not the road that she chose, because she is all about public service.
Desire to create wealth is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. If that is what one chooses. I, on the other hand, have chosen to live a life of public service.
Oh, okay. Right.
But I am all for any of you get yours if that's what you want. Right?
We trying. We do.
And so that's what this tour is about.
Right, because our public servants nowadays are just poor, aren't they? I mean, all of them. Look at Feinstein. She was just destitute when she died, wasn't she? And Pelosi, poor Pelosi. I mean, somebody needs to buy her a sandwich because she's she's so poor. They're all so poor, you guys. All of our public servants. I mean, they really have to like sacrifice when they go into public service these days, don't they?
It's so sad. You know, it's such a sacrifice that she made to do the service instead of the wealth.
Right. All the people in public service and federal government, they really do sacrifice a lot for us to live that life of public service.
Well, and they're also very, very good at sacrificing our money,
right?
Which is very, very easy to do. And now, in fact, they're going to be giving more of our money to just random people that they think need new housing. So it doesn't matter if you're having trouble paying for your mortgage. There might be a first-time minority person out there who really wants a house and hasn't been able to have one. You're going to need to pay for that. Here's Kamala to explain.
Also giving for people who are the first generation in their family to seek to buy a home, $25,000 grants for startup capital to actually be able to pay down on home ownership. $25,000 if you are first, or you are the generation that is the first in your family to be able to buy a home. The other thing we are doing is for a certain tranche of folks, helping them first-time homeowners, $400 a month in credits toward paying your mortgage.
Oh.
And these issues are exactly the kind of issues that when you address them, make a huge difference in terms of who's able to buy a home.
So what about white people?
No. You don't, you're not in that tranche.
The tranche. So if, like, seriously though, like, because like I don't have a lot of melanin in my skin, you know, if it depends on the melanin content of your skin that like tells you whether or not you're going to get 25 grand from taxpayers to buy a house,
or the 400 a month. I mean, however that works out, I would take that.
Yeah, I would take it too. Listen, in case you guys aren't tracking, they're buying votes. That's what they're doing. They're buying votes because they have a shitty record and they can't run on the record. So they're going to be like, listen, we're going to go ahead and give Black people, brown people 25 grand. We're going to take money, more money from taxpayers because we haven't given enough to all these other different things, you know, like forgiving student loans and giving all this money to Ukraine for their pensions. So we're going to go ahead and give this to Black and brown people. We're going to buy votes. That's what we're going to do. This is what they do. Democrats are famous for this, right? Buying votes.
Yep.
Gross. So gross.
And they're also famous for spending our money in ways that are that just enrage everybody, or should at least. And so Anthony Blinken was amongst other leaders and heads of state talking about giving more to Palestine to rebuild, you know, to help the humanitarian needs of Palestinians. And he's offering up more of our money for that. So here he is scolding other countries and telling them to pony up as well.
Time for everyone to step up. And for those who've already given and given generously, give more.
Oh my God, this is outrageous.
The United States has for decades been the largest single country provider of assistance for Palestinians.
Why?
Today, I'm announcing an additional $404 million in new aid to Palestinians, in addition to the more than $1.8 billion in development, economic, and humanitarian aid the United States has provided since 2021.
It's unbelievable. There are at least 5 American hostages still there, right? Am I wrong about that?
At
Am I
least.
wrong? At least 5 Americans still there. And we're giving money to these jackholes? Why are we giving money to them at all?
Do we not see how the money that we've the $1.8 billion
Right.
that we've given since 2021, do we not see how that was spent
Yeah.
on the tunnels, on the weapons, on the
Uh-huh.
terror? And
On
we're
yeah.
giving them more?
On
What?
taking Americans hostage?
Oh my God.
There should be 0 money spent on these terrorists. 0. It sickens me. What a disgrace.
It's like we're just asking for more pain. And I don't understand
swear.
why.
And this guy, what a wuss this guy is too. This whole administration is weak and pathetic. And that guy is like the poster child for beta males.
I mean, when people say we're funding both sides of this war,
we are.
This is what they're talking about.
Yeah, this is
we
it.
absolutely are. And
are.
I don't even understand how any of this, like the country, like the aid that countries give to one another, how that even works. So we've got countries in huge debt who are war-torn countries themselves, also giving money. It doesn't make any sense to me. And that's why this clip of Zelensky talking about giving humanitarian aid to Palestine, I'm just like, wait a minute. What? So why are we paying you? Like,
right.
What?
How can he be giving money to anybody when we're basically funding pensions for those people?
This is what I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't get this. I don't get it, but you'll hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And by the way, he's recognizing Palestine as a state as well.
Israel was in the territory of Gaza and there was a humanitarian crisis. Ukraine said, first, we are ready to help humanitarianly to Gaza. Secondly, you need to respect international laws. Thirdly, Ukraine recognizes 2 states, Israel and Palestine.
I give up.
I know, right? It's like for years, this guy has been begging for money from us. And so our government, our dumbass government is like, okay, here's all the money from Americans that we don't have because we're broke, but we're going to go ahead and give it to you. And then he's like, I'll go ahead and give money too. Where'd you find the money? Did you just find it out of your butt?
I mean, I don't understand any. I don't even understand how we give aid at all when we're stressing about how long Social Security and Medicare are going to last. How are we giving? How
we
is there any aid for anybody else?
We shouldn't. We shouldn't. We absolutely shouldn't be giving aid because listen, if it was your household budget and you were broke, you had 0. Actually, if you were negative, you wouldn't. You simply wouldn't do it because from a personal perspective, you wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't do this as normal, everyday walking around human beings. We wouldn't do this. But the government just is like, let's just they just keep taking money from us because taxation is theft, you guys. I mean, I stand by that. You can fight me. I will die on that hill. That's what it is. And they keep taking it from us. And so this is what they do. This is what they do. And then they just keep giving it to other countries rather than actually spending it on what they should be spending it on, which is the American people.
Yeah, it's like when we give aid to other countries to secure their borders. I'm just like,
and then
really?
they're like, it's racist to secure our border.
Right.
Okay. Unreal.
Nothing that we're doing makes sense. Not a single thing. Not a thing.